Hi, in today's video I'm going to explain the slab design, slab types actually, and how to create your own slabs and how to apply them, and then how to deal with the relationship or the joining between the slabs and walls. So welcome again. This is the fourth video of unit 5. All that is part of the Revit Architecture course that I prepared for you. So let's go ahead, and as you remember that the last time we was working is having the building has been created with the wall types, place them as you can see, and a little bit those plans that we imported from AutoCAD really need to be removed from the 3D in order to ease the process of our navigation or looking around this building. So just select this guy and hit EH, and it's gonna be disappearing. And they are disappeared only in this view, and if you go to the ground floor you're gonna still seeing them, and that's just for this specific type of view or the 3D view, just to make it easier for us to work with. Anyway, now all what we need is to go to floors here and then just edit type anything you like. If you have something similar to what you want to design, you can go ahead here and you have lots of floors pre-made. Actually, I highly advise you not to work on any type of the previously made you can work, but don't edit the original available library here. Just hit edit type and then duplicate whatever you think close to your slab that you want to design, and go ahead with editing structure of that. So I'm gonna hit this generic 150, duplicating that, giving it the name, let's say 250 mil, and overall made of let's go 30 mil of tiles, and just make it easier for ourselves. So 30 tiles, and then let's go like a 15 of mortar, and then 5, let's say, thermal insulation, then 150 of concrete. So that goes for how much? Totally lost it. So 30, 45, and then 5, that means 20, 30, that means 50, 20, 200, and then let's go 25 or even 30 here. I don't know, I'm just having that out of my brain. So let's go another 20 here of again mortar, and I don't know, 30 of gypsum, whatever, and let's go even paint. It might be really annoying to make that name really long, but eventually you're gonna know that this slab is 250 the overall, and by a quick look of that you're gonna understand the structure of that. So it might be useful. Some of the people just ignore this step. I highly recommended that for you, because later on you're gonna have hundreds of slabs and you don't want to click each one of them and then go edit type and then again edit in front of the structure to see what it's actually made of. It's a really waste of time and resources. So I highly advise you to lose a couple of seconds here to define the correct slab name, and then go ahead and design whatever you want in it, so you can find that easily later on. Anyway, so edit. So the basic thing, again, the same role that we have in the walls, there's a structural part of each architecture element. So in this case, that's the structural part, which is having the highest hierarchy or the highest priority here in the function and its structure, of course. And it's been covered by 2 imaginary layers called core boundaries. And that part, and as the name goes, we say that it's gonna make like a concrete. So I'm gonna hit in front of the material because it's here by category, because it's just a generic, if you remember. So you have to give a real concrete. So I'm gonna go here, concrete cast in situ. I'm gonna pick that 150 like a coincidence. So again, another insert to make a copy of that, push that up. As long as this is the only one layer of a structural part, so just keep it inside the core boundaries. This guy should go up So I can't remember what actually the name is, so I'm just gonna hit how much? It's 5, I think, and I'm gonna go OK. And just to remember, it's 30 tiles, 150 mortar, and then 5 thermal insulation. Okay, so that's a 5, and that's a thermal insulation. That's the layer, 5 millimeter. You can, you know, pick up whatever you want. I don't know, let's go thermal, any thermal insulation. No, not really. You can go ahead and load that from the library, or duplicate any material and rename it, as I show you in the previous wall type making. So I'm gonna just I don't know, just avoid that and probably just hit concrete for now. Okay, not really interested in knowing not really interested in knowing exactly what what the physical property of that. So I'm just gonna hit another concrete cast and steel here, or probably better to go with a Sicoreed here. And that's a 5, so I'm gonna insert another one, and this guy again can be considered a substrate, which is a mortar. So again, I'm gonna go for cement Sicoreed here, and then it should goes for how much, 15 I think. And then I'm gonna insert the final one, and this guy must have a finish 4, because it's a fully exterior material. And you can go ahead and design your own tiles and see if there's any tiles that we can, you know, ceiling tile, I don't know, ceramic tiles, I don't know, roofing, whatever. So you can just hit that, or hit that one. Probably you can just duplicate it, you know, just rename it as roof or slab tiles or whatever, and then hit OK, and it's 30 millimeter. Now let's have a couple of seconds explaining what I just did here. We said that this is the structure, that's the most important thing, covered by the core. That's beautifully, I think, has been explained. Now above here, it should go for an exterior finishes, and in this case that should touch the air. So logically we have to place that in here, because that's the 100% all part, you know, touching the outside of the building. Now let's go ahead and look. That's a thermal. Okay, then a substrate here, the function, it's actually to hold or fix the finish, the exterior finish. That's why we give it 4, with the one, or with the structural one, or with the layer beneath it. So that's why we picked here substrate. I didn't pick finish 4. If you put finish 4, it isn't, you know, it could be, it's actually correct. It depends on how you look at it, but maybe later on you want to, you know, categorize what type of substrate and how much actually the area of the substrate material that you use. In this case, this is really important to specify it right now. Now I'm going to go OK, because what's the problem here? Layer 3, okay. Priority cannot ascend from the core boundary and blah blah blah. Okay, so I'm gonna close that, and I think it shouldn't. It's again what it said. It said that the third layer, the function priorities, cannot, okay, ascend from the core boundary of the finish. Okay, doesn't make any sense. Okay, so does that mean it have to be down? Okay. So for some reason it's actually considered that the thermal air, or especially if the thermal insulation, it should be contained within the core boundary. I don't know, probably because it should be really physical attached to it, and it might affect that, but anyway, it doesn't make any sense. Again, what's the name? of that, that's what I wanted to know, is 1550. Beautiful. So 20 again mortar, and then another 30 for a gypsum. Okay, so I'm gonna go substrate this one. I'm gonna, you know, go insert, and pushing that down here. So again, substrate, and again I'm gonna go, you know, whatever available. So let's go again concrete, and let's go this with 20, and again insert, and I'm gonna go down, and this guy will go finish 5 because it's interior, and you can go a gypsum, just write JYP here, take this one and give it 30. So the overall should be somehow 250. That's the total assumption, total thickness of the entire slab. So I'm gonna go okay, and remember that this specific slab that we design, it should, you know, fix the external part and should face that part as an external touching area, and this part should, you know, have the ability to be facing inside only. Okay, now I'm gonna go okay. I'm gonna go okay again, and it should be placed here actually, because that's the roof is actually facing up and that goes down. Let's do that. So I'm gonna go to the roof, and I'm gonna zoom in, and actually there is here I cannot see the physical part of that, but that's okay. I'm gonna go pick walls, and if you zoom in again, that's the lovely thing in Revit. It's actually sense, you know, see that dash blue line? That's where the core side of the wall, you know, if you don't remember what I'm talking about. So that's the finishes, and that's the physical concrete CMU or concrete masonry that here should be ending, or the slab should stops here, while all this should be covered up from outside anyway. So that's what you have to do. So if I'm gonna go click here and hover above that, and then hit tab and then click, it's gonna design that, you know, to goes all the way in the place where it should actually stops, which is where is the concrete wall actually sit here. That's the point. That's the point where the slab should stop, and that should goes all the way ups and down to cover the slab from outside. So again, careful where you place this, because it should go to the roof. So place it in the roof, hit apply, or don't. It's gonna apply that with a couple of seconds. It's not really an issue, and then you hit OK. Now, those really serious warning messages and telling you, would you like the walls to go up to this floor's level to attach to its button? Now that's a serious issue. Now if you hit yes, and that's what happened, and technically probably need to shade that, give it something else. You see that the slab is actually told us that this wall should not attach to the top of the level, which is here, and instead it's gonna attach to the lower part of the slab. So if I go to the east, you see again, that's a really annoying issue for my student to grasp. You really need to understand it right here, right now, that that's the level, that's where the slab, and the slab always designed, when you design the 250, it goes down, not like the wall goes up. So see, that wall is now attached to this. So if I'm gonna push that level up little bit, you see it's okay, it's all fully parametric, but this ugly gap is actually shown, and that's because I said yes. And that will be a good option if you're gonna design interior walls or partitions, but not for the exterior. So I'm gonna undo that again, undo that the third time, and another undo to return to the place where we actually was, you know, selecting the whole thing. Now again, okay, and this, you know, serious message asking, would you like blah blah blah? No. And now if I go here, it should looks okay. By the way, there is I think it's a glitch happened here. It should ask us a question, and somehow Revit just skip it. Anyway, let's even fix it. It's good that it happened because we can know how to fix this issue. Now let's have a look. First, it looked perfectly right, you know, until you go to the ground floor or whatever, and then go to view, and then you go to section and you cut that out like that. Now cut it, have a look, and here we goes. That's the problem. See this? That's our slab. That's the wall. I know it's look beautiful from outside, but look, the wall and the slab are actually occupying the same place, and in this specific condition we need to make a joining, because when you calculate the volumes of the required material, that means they are actually both occupying the same place, and that's going to give you a highly increased in the area of the volume of the material, the built material that you want to do. So either the wall goes or the slab goes, and technically I want the slab to be sitting on those walls, so that's really incorrect. And to fix this, you're gonna select the slab and then you go to join. So I'm gonna, you know, that's the wall, and then that's annoying, probably a couple of tabs. Yep, slab and wall. Oops. Slabs and this. Okay, they are already joined. So now this one and that, and I cancel because I think I picked up the lower one. So this guy and this guy, this guy and this guy, and so on. Now look what we have in the section. Again, something wrong. That's what we have. Okay, it doesn't work actually. That's crazy. Anyway, so join again this guy and this guy. Yep, so something is wrong here. Yep, that's right. Now there, this guy should join to one, and then it's already joined. Okay, this guy and this guy, it's already joined, so they shouldn't look like that now. Yep. Yep. See? Now it actually was working, but I wasn't actually, you know, see that in wireframe. I couldn't recognize if it's been joined or no, so it would be really wise to go to wireframe. See that? Wireframe here. Because in section it wasn't really clear for me even. So now when I select the wall, this wall, see the slab, it's actually carving, see, that wall. That's what we want. See here, same thing. That's technically what we want. So in this section it wasn't really clear, a little bit tricky here. Probably if we need to shade that. Yeah, see. Okay, now again into 3D, that's really gonna help us to get rid of this part of the walls like this. See, exactly. See now, that's been cut to place the slab in it. Beautiful. Now go back to hidden, or actually let's go shaded. Now that part I'm going to talk about in a couple of seconds. Probably if I go from the base constraint, it could be minus 250. You know, now I'm covering the actual part of the lower part of the slab, but you know, it goes all down because it's fixed height. Where's the height? Minus 250, so I have to make this 750. It should be creating, you know, a level to that, to the top of the parapet, so it's going to be fixed. Now that also can follow the same thing, so 750 here, and then minus 250. We probably was better to make a level so that's going to be fixed. Now that has been, you know, concealing, you know, the slab, so you see it, you don't see it actually like that. That's beautiful. And that's the ugly part, you know. So like here, if you just lower that, you're gonna overlap. So the solution for this is to break that wall into two pieces. So you can just go back to the roof again, and it should somewhere, there should be splitted somewhere in, let's go to the elevations, I think north probably. No, it should in this case be south. Yep, shade that. Yes, that's the problem exactly. So select that wall and then go to the, what is it, splits here, this one, like this. You know, it's actually aligning it with that. So now we have a split. So that's a wall and that's another wall. So when you drop that down 250 and that up, so whatever, this guy not gonna overlap with this one. Anyway, another fast way to do it is to drag that like this, and everyone will be happy. See, beautiful. Now the part that we have, that's an exterior face and that's an interior face, and it's really working perfectly on this side, except that the fact that this part here is actually, the lower part of it should be interior. It have a gypsum board, so it shouldn't, you know, take with the humidity that it could go for that side. So it would be nice to edit that boundary, go back to roof. You know, that line should actually reset back to somewhere, or set back to somewhere here. Oops, so I'll go to the roof better. So this guy, where is it? Here. Exactly. So we don't need that in this case. I'm gonna delete that, and then I'm gonna trim this one with this one. Now I'm gonna finish. So okay, whatever. Now see, because again that part should all have the same property, that's the exterior and inside interior, so it goes okay so far here. Now again, this is slab, is it going, yep, that's right, they are just, you know, sitting in the right place. Now seeing this wall, probably it shouldn't touch that part, so we might change that later on. Now we need to go to the roof again, and we need to create another slab here. You have to duplicate that, so duplicate that again. I'll keep that too, maybe both exterior. So again, in edit type, so this guy's, again, this one should be finished for because it's exterior, and we have to pick something else, you know, that shouldn't have gypsum. So probably you may make tiles or anything else, or you just cancel that. Probably you can just cancel that. Anyway, I'll just change that into anything else like tiles. maybe the same tiles that I have there, but with a little bit more thickness. So whatever, I'll go here. That's the most important. It should be finish full, and it should also here change the material. It shouldn't be gypsum, you know, like that. It's unable to take lots of humidity from outside, and that will be wise probably to rename in this case. So this is not a gypsum anymore, so it could be tiles. So now I can go ahead and, you know, floor. Hang on. So this is should goes for what? Should goes for this one, which is have the gypsum. Okay. This one should goes. Yep. Now when you create the new one, that's the floor. Choose the one that have exterior like this, and then again zoom in, and then click here, click here, click here. And I will pick a line here like this, and notice that it's gonna go crazy shape like this. So trim TR, this guy with this guy, this guy with this guy, and then make sure it's on the roof, and then finish, don't, and then join it. The second option you have to pick also yes, and as you can see it's already joined and beautiful. And I'll try to fix this issue by selecting that wall, and then you go to probably edit profile, and in this case I have to go to the east elevation. Nope, let me have a look, and 3D again. So that's exactly here. Yep, so that wall, I'm gonna go to edit the profile, and probably we need to draw a kind of a line here and then line here. Trim those extra stuff, and let's see if we get rid of this. Yep, we did. So you don't see the wall is jumping, you know, from that. As you can see, probably just the joint here, and the differences here in the tiles. You can go to the roof again, and then I think you AL align this guy with this guy to make those, you know, tiles go straight, so you don't feel anything change. You know, the seam line between them, it won't be shows. That's it. Okay, so that's been done, and remember that this is an exterior interior slab, while this one is exterior by exterior slab. That's what I wanted. Now again, go to the level 1. Things gonna be easier now, should be actually, except that we forgot here to open the courtyard. Anyway, we're gonna do that later on when we do the partitions. So again, so that's the roof. The first floor should, or the level 1 should have this here and this here. Okay, better to see it in to look at it in 3D. So that's the floor. Again, picking the walls. So that's a 1. Again, I don't need to go that. 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Not this because it's already here. Just this one. Now see all that gap. Just trim it. And trim that gap also, and then the same thing. Now you have to select this guy and this guy, and then use the split to break that. Now that's 1, 2, and then trim as such, and then finish. And we fold in the same trap by this is have to be exterior and interior, and I'm gonna explain that again. Now let's see this. Would you like the walls that to go up to the floor? Of course no. And again, have a look. It's look perfectly placed, except that again, that's what type of slab is this? Should be having exterior and exterior. Let's go exterior from that side and interior from the other side, and that is really annoying part. So because again, whatever you have inside, it should be interior by interior. So That's really an annoying issue. This, whatever we picked, which is this guy, let's say, it should face up exterior, and down it should face the interior part, which is this guy. That's an upper part is exterior, and the lower part is actually an interior one. So that is not right. So you have to select this guy, go to edit boundary, and you have to pick again something that only exterior. So just trim this guy with this guy, and this one with this one. So that's an exterior part like this. Trim this guy with this guy again. All that should be deleted. I'll just extend that way better, and then you have to pick that wall. For some reason it isn't picking it, and that's really crazy. Anyway, I'm gonna pick that like that manually. Trim this with this one, this one with this one. Anyway, so now we have this and this. I wish it's gonna work, because here we have an overlap, so that might cause an issue. Let's have a look here. No, okay, no worries. So just a little bit of a trick here. I'll draw that manually. And what about now? Yep. So now, okay. So now we have this guy, those two things. Again, that's an exterior one, and whatever inside is an interior. That's beautiful. But this one again, it's exterior from both sides. So I know that should be painful. Shouldn't be that much painful, I mean. So again, I'm gonna get rid of those. Shouldn't make them. Finish. No. So in this case we need a third type of a flow here. Of course you can skip whatever those complicated things that I'm doing right now, and just be happy by applying one slab, if you don't care if this is an exterior finish and this is an interior finish, as an upper side and lower side of the slab. And be careful, if it's just a basic work, it's okay, go ahead and ignore what the complexities of me describing too much type of slabs. But if later on when you want to do scheduling and you wanted to categorize how much exterior finishes and how much interior finishes, that's going to be painful for you. So you have to be aware of what actually you want. Again, you might need to select the slab or select the wall and do the joining thing like I've done here to get rid of the extra work or extra walls. So you can go like here, join, and then you have to select the wall, and then you have hover with tab a couple of times until you find the slab, and then you select it and do the same thing we've done here. I'm gonna skip that anyway. So back to level 1, and then again flow and duplicate, edit, and we should duplicate here, and that's number 3. That's an exterior by exterior. Anyway, edit. So should this finish 4, and this one is also finish 4, so that's an exterior by exterior. Okay, so all we have to do, hang on, this is an actual exterior by exterior, beautiful. This one exterior by interior, beautiful. And this one exterior by interior. So okay, we already defined that. So the third one I will just postpone for now. So we've got level 1 again, so it should be technically the same as we've done in the cantilever part. So again, flow. So I'm gonna use this one, which is this one, which have an exterior tile, interior tile, exterior tile on both sides. Zooming in, and then pick this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. Beautiful. That goes wrong, so just drag it manually like such, and then trim it. again, this guy should be, you know, dropped. You can do that with the arrow much faster than the painful way that we did here. And when you see the bluish, you know, dotted line that telling you it's gonna be aligned to the lower face of the slab, just leave your hand. And that's again is exterior by exterior. Beautiful. And the same thing is this one. This guy is an exterior by interior, and this guy is exterior by interior. So we need one extra slab that we have to put inside, which should be interior on both sides. So again, on the floor, you can duplicate. Just pick this one and go edit type, and then again duplicate that, and it should be, you know, interior on both sides. So interior. So that should goes to finish 5 as an interior, and this guy is already finished 5. So okay, and then okay. And now I'm gonna go to the level 1, and I'm gonna throw that here actually. Now zoom in again. You can use a line to fix this issue. Probably you need a tab here. Move that here. Select with tab here this line. That's the target, and then move that line that I just did by mistake here. Click here and click here, and that should goes, you know, here, because you know the slabs actually stops here. So probably we should make this break down, but anyway, I'm gonna skip that and hit OK. Now that's what we have inside. So if you just delete that, you're gonna see there is an actual floor here, and probably we need to fix this wall by, you know, edit its profile like we've done in the other one. I'll leave that for you. Anyway, that's about it here. We've done the first floor actually with one mistake, that it shouldn't sit on the ground, is it? Yep, it's actually sitting on the ground. So just select it, it's okay. Just go to level 1 and hit apply. Okay, and obviously it's overlapped if you remember here in a couple of millimeter. So it's just, I'm gonna just ignore that. And again, this side, this wall need to be split. So I'm gonna select the wall, I'm gonna split that here exactly. So this guy, just drag it down, and the same thing should be done on that side. Split that here, and then just select the wall and then drag the triangular here. That's it. The warning message happened here, as I said, that a little bit joined between those two walls. You can just draw that manually. Now if I delete that again, see, should be a continuous area. Undo. Don't forget to use the join command that I spoke about earlier, because really important to get rid of the you know, the existence of the slab and the wall in the same place. And I'll show you now in a normal or easier condition how to deal with that. But anyway, I need to continue with this. The last step is to go to the ground floor, and again you see that the walkway is in -100, while only this part, okay, again it goes that way. So this and this should be goes in the same slab. So that's an interior finish and that's an exterior finish, so be aware of this. Anyway, so I'm gonna ignore that. So sometimes you have to go to make a one continuous slab if you are ignoring the inside and outside issue. In our case it's not, so I need to go again to floor, and here I'm gonna pick anything that have an exterior, or sorry, interior, like this one, both sides. Edit type, duplicate, so probably it should be interior on the ground. And in this case, I'm gonna get rid of, you know, the paint and this guy here. By the way, here the paint, I didn't add it as a physical layer. If you want, you can just add a membrane layer, and it's actually going to calculate the property of it for you. I did that with the walls, by the way, so you can have a look for it. And I'm just going to remove the gypsum, remove the mortar, and yep, so it shouldn't go to 250 actually. It should go to 200 only. Edit type, and then you have to go down and remove this guy and remove this guy. It's actually going to sit on the ground, so you don't need for those two layers. Okay, hit OK, and then hit OK again. Again, select the ground floor, and with the tab, hover above the tab, you can select everything. And again, you see it's wrong, so undo, and then hover and place the mouse actually on that area, the external face of the cone, then tab, then click. See, better. Make sure it's sitting on the ground, sit on the ground floor, hit OK, and that's it. You know, it's actually in place, as you can see here. Okay, and now we need to go to the ground floor again. Okay, again I will just choose the flow, this guy that we have, 200 mil. Edit type, duplicate. Again, this is instead of interior, it should go as exterior, sitting on the ground. So again, all what you have to do is this should have finish 5, it should go as finish 4 because it's exterior, and just select whatever you want. I'm gonna go pick line, so I need this guy, this guy, this guy, and the external face of the wall. And while we're here, I'm going to do the same thing here, so pick those lines. And that's it. Except is it in the same height? Yeah, same level. Yeah, 0 0, so you don't need to change anything. Yep, that's it. And as you can see, we prepared all, you know, the required slabs, and with all its annoying complexities. Otherwise, if you don't care about all that, if we just want to make your life easy, and that's our wall. You know, that's 1 2 3 and 4. Now if we pick any one of those slabs that we want, or we actually designed, let's go this one, and again hover, click, as you can see, and then make sure it's, let's go to the level 1 and hit apply. Yes, again look at this, it's asking us, do you want to make the top of wall attached to its button? So no. Now that's the pop-up question. You didn't see it there because the wall is actually not really, sorry, the slab, it's not really actually fully enclosed into the building, into the walls, while we have like cantilevers part. That's the most common one to see. And again, it asks you, the floor or the roof is actually overlapping the highlighted walls. Would you like to join? That's really cut the whole pain by you going and join each wall manually to the slab to remove the extra area. So again, yes. So now if you go here, see the walls, they didn't stop to the lower part of the slab. That's the positive thing. And when you select the wall, okay, now you zoom in, you see that it's actually the removed part. So you go to wireframe, see, that's the slab, see, while the wall is here, see, which is really nice because it's going to give you really accurate calculation for the amount of physical material that you need. If you go to level 1 now and simply build up the wall above that using let's go exterior finish like such. Now if you close it, you see there won't be any you know, there won't be any when you make the parapet, there won't be any kind of, you know, gap or something that, you know, when you make the parapet it's actually going to be shown, and when you cut that it's going to be really clear. So that maybe you didn't see this second step when it asks you to do automatic join, and you have to go manually, like all those I have to go manual one by one to do that, you know, the joining. And that might be really a long process and a little bit painful if you are a person who care about what type of finishes you have, a finish 4 or finish 5, which is an interior finishes or exterior finishes. So what we've done in this tutorial, we explained the slab definition really in full detail, whether they are exterior or interior finishes. Like this one, exterior or exterior finishes, while this interior without anything to be, you know, lower than, because it's sitting on the ground, while that's an exterior one, while the same thing is actually here inside, which is an interior sitting on the ground and different from this guy or this guy or this guy. We also talked about how to apply that into within the wall and how to join that actually. We also spoke about the slab constraint to the top part or to the actual level, and it also goes down, and we talk about how to join that to the wall manually, or how to see that Revit actually, and when actually Revit asks us to do the automatic join for us. I wish that you find this video useful. Thank you very much, and have a good day.